Have you ever sat down to do one simple task and somehow ended up watching a video about octopuses 20 minutes later? You didn't plan that. Nobody plans that. And yet it happens almost every single day. Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you have no willpower. It's because your brain is running on very, very old software. Software that was built for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Stick with me, because once you understand why your brain does this, you'll never look at getting distracted the same way again. Let's go back, way back. Not to your last job, not to school, not even to your childhood. I mean back a few 100,000 years, to a time when humans were walking around open grasslands with no walls, no roofs, and no security cameras. Back then, the most dangerous thing you could do was focus too hard on one thing. Picture this. You're an early human sitting by a fire, sharpening a stone tool. You're locked in, fully focused, and behind you, in the tall grass, a leopard is creeping closer. If your brain had let you stay in the zone on that tool, you'd be dead. No exceptions. So, evolution did something clever. It built your brain to constantly scan the environment. Every rustle, every shadow, every strange sound had to grab your attention immediately, whether you wanted it to or not. The humans who could ignore a scary sound because they were focused on a task, they didn't get the chance to pass on their genes. The humans who got distracted easily, who jumped at every noise, they survived. And here's the twist. You are their descendant. That jumpy, easily distracted brain is not a flaw. It's a feature. A very old, very effective survival feature. So when your phone buzzes and your hand reaches for it before you even decide to, that's not weakness. That's 100,000 years of check it or die wired straight into your nervous system. Kind of changes how you see it, right? Now here's where it gets interesting, because this old survival system doesn't know the difference between a leopard and a text message. Your brain has something scientists call an orienting response. It's automatic. The second something new, sudden, or unexpected happens near you, your attention slaps toward it before your conscious mind even catches up. A notification sound, a flashing light, someone saying your name across the room. Your brain treats all of these the same way it would treat a twig snapping in the grass. That's why you can be deep in a task, completely absorbed, and one little buzz from your pocket pulls you out instantly. Your ancient alarm system doesn't know it's just an app trying to get you to open it. It just knows something changed, and something change used to mean danger. Now stack another problem on top of that. Psychologists have found that humans have something called negativity bias. Basically, your brain pays way more attention to bad, scary, or uncertain things than to calm, safe things. Makes sense if you think about survival. Missing a berry bush costs you a snack. But missing a predator costs you your life. So your brain leaned hard toward noticing threats. Now think about what most distractions actually are. News alerts, arguments in comment sections, unread messages that might contain bad news. Your brain treats all of that uncertainty the same way it once treated rustling grass. It has to know, right now. It can't relax until it checks. That itch you feel to check your phone just in case. That's not curiosity. That's your ancient alarm system whispering, something might be wrong, go look. So here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting millions of years of programming that kept your ancestors alive. No wonder willpower alone doesn't work. You can't out-discipline evolution, but you can outsmart it. And this is where things get hopeful, because once you understand the system, you can work with it instead of against it. Think about it this way. Your brain's alarm system reacts to two main triggers: sudden change and uncertainty. So, if you want real focus, you don't fit your brain with more willpower. You remove the triggers before they ever reach you. Let's talk about what that actually looks like. First, sudden change. Every notification, every ping, every little red badge on an app icon is basically a fake leopard rustling in the grass. Your brain can't tell the difference between your friend liked your photo and actual danger nearby. So the fix isn't discipline, it's environment. Turn the phone face down. Better yet, put it in another room. Studies on this are honestly wild. Just having your phone visible on the desk, even turned off, has been shown to lower how well people focus. Because part of your brain is still tracking it, still braced for that buzz. Second, uncertainty. This one's sneakier. Open tabs, unread emails, unfinished conversations. Your brain treats all of these like unresolved threats. There's actually a term for this in psychology called the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks stick in your mind way more than finished ones. Ever notice how an open browser tab with 15 things you meant to read feels like a tiny itch in the back of your skull? That's not random. Your brain is holding all of it open, like unfinished business, and it costs you mental energy just to keep it there. So before you sit down to focus, close what you can close. Write down what you can't close yet, just to get it out of your head and onto paper. It sounds too simple to work, but your brain doesn't care about tasks. It cares about not having loose ends floating around. Give it a written note instead of a mental one, and it lets go a little easier. Now here's a small twist most people don't expect. You'd think the answer is just remove all full stimulation. Sit in a blank room and force yourself to focus. But that actually backfires for most people. Why? Because total silence and total stillness feels unnatural too. Remember, your ancestors' brains were built to scan the environment a little, always. Total sensory deprivation can make your mind wander even more, searching for something, anything to lock onto. This is why some people focus better with quiet background noise, like rain sounds or a coffee shop hum, instead of dead silence. It gives the scanning part of your brain something low stakes to nibble on, so it stops hunting for bigger interruptions like your phone or your thoughts. Isn't that strange? The goal isn't to shut your ancient brain off. It's to feed it just enough calm, background stimulation, but it stops looking for something dramatic to grab onto. So let's bring this together, because by now you might be wondering, okay, so what do I actually do? Here's the simple version. Your brain is wired to react instantly to change and uncertainty, because that kept your ancestors alive. You can't turn that wiring off, but you can control what reaches it. Remove these sudden triggers, phones, pings, pop-ups. Resolve the uncertain ones. Write down open tasks instead of holding them in your head. And give your mind a little low-level background hum instead of total silence, so it isn't left hunting for something to focus on. Do that, and something interesting happens. Focus stops feeling like a fight. It starts feeling almost automatic, because you're no longer wrestling 100,000 years of survival instinct. You're working with it, and maybe that's the real lesson here. You were never broken. You were never lazy. You were running incredibly old software in a brand new world, and nobody gave you the manual. Now you have a piece of it. So here's what I want to know. Next time you catch yourself reaching for your phone in the middle of something important, pause for a second and ask yourself, is this actually urgent? Or is this just my ancient alarm system mistaking a notification for a leopard? I'm curious, has this ever happened to you? where you got pulled away from something important for absolutely no real reason? Tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one.